Uh, uh, I preached uh, on this once before, and um, I don't know why, but sometimes God wants me to put these things on videos, uh, and I just do what I'm told to do. Uh, but I'm going to read a passage here. This is from Matthew chapter 5, and starting in verse 14. It said, "You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." Now, everybody knows that works won't save you, but they will show people that pay attention and everything that um, God abides in you. In other words, you're saved. Um, a lot of people expect more of Christians than should be expected, but a lot of them are just looking for an excuse to uh, not believe, uh, you know, uh, and they just attack Christians because if they can claim that you're not saved, then they don't need that, and the usual uh, expressions they use. If you were a real Christian, you wouldn't do this, you wouldn't do that. Well, once you become a Christian, you do not become perfect. It's real simple, but people expect what they perceive to be perfection from us. Um, and what this is about is today is that people will not uh, accept Jesus when they're arguing against you. Um, I I have had some people, some relatives even, that told me that I'm not doing what a Christian should do, and all of these things, but the real reason why uh, people do not accept us and Jesus is because they don't like us. And the reason they don't like us was that right there, is that light. Now, I'm going to tell of an illustration that I used when I preached on this before. Um, we drive a truck. We go out to California. Um, and out in California, you don't really see it in the air, but there's a fine dust. Um, I'm not even sure where it's the worst or anything. I would think desert, but I've seen it collect, over around Salinas, Tracy. These places are fairly close to the Pacific Ocean. But it's so fine that you can't see it, you can't tell it's there. Now, one time we had spent about a day and a half out in California uh, picking up produce for a company that we worked for before. Uh, and they uh, they had us go to about 5 or 6 places, um, and sometimes the stuff's not ready, um, so you're going to spend more time out there than what we do at the company we now work for. Um, the company we work for now, we're pretty well in and out of there. But this place, the places they loaded and everything took some time. So you would get more of this dust on there than you would think. Um, and I drive at night, uh, and usually when we would leave California or the places we were loading, um, I'm driving. And so I drive pretty well most of the night and then quit the next morning, and Beth takes over. We stopped at this um, truck stop, and I use that term loosely, in Bakersfield. Not Bakersfield. Where did I get that? Kingman, Arizona. And stopped to get fuel and change drivers and everything. And anyway, like I say, I've been driving all night and everything looked okay. We pulled up under the awning where the fuel pumps were, and I pulled up there and inserted the diesel hoses on both sides and everything, and I thought, well, I guess I ought to take a swipe at the windshield, even though, that time of year, no bugs, no salt out in California. So I thought, well, I'll just touch up. Well, when I looked up where the light was hitting the windshield, there was a fairly thick layer of that fine dust. Now, I hadn't seen that all night when I was in the darkness. But when that dirt was exposed to the light, you could see it pretty easily. The point is, when these people are in darkness, they can't see that dirt in their life, and they feel okay with themselves. But when they come around a Christian, and we do let that light shine, it exposes that dirt. They don't like seeing that in themselves. So we do have to let our light shine. And one way to let that light shine is to witness to them. That's how you get their attention. But it still makes them feel bad because they realize that they have been doing wrong. They have not been doing what God wants us to do. Some of them will do like those people I was just talking about a minute ago. They will verbally attack you. Why? Misery loves company. Misery doesn't like seeing someone that has accepted Jesus and is doing what we're supposed to do. Um, when you have a car, for instance, and someone just bought a car and they ask you what kind of mileage you get, um, and you tell them on the highway you get 50 miles to a gallon, uh, and they just spent more money than you did on their car, and their car gets about 25 miles to a gallon on the highway. It makes them feel bad, kind of makes them feel stupid. Well, it's the same way there. They just feel stupid. And instead of trying to correct that, they just want to attack you. But Jesus said, when they don't accept you, don't feel bad about it because they're not accepting Him. So don't let that stop you from witnessing to people. Just as Jesus said, shake the dust off your feet and go on. So keep witnessing to people. Keep letting your light shine. I love y'all. We'll see you next time. Bye.